Hi guys, how are you all doing? This is the Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. I am your tennis expert. A big warm welcome to my viewers right around the world. Guys, are you all ready for me to preview the US Open semi-finals 2025? So first, let's get into this. I'll go with the more important match first. Carlos Alcaraz um, of Spain versus Novak Djokovic of Serbia. They're going to meet in this first semi-final, right? We've seen many great matches with them. I think the tactics for Djokovic is similar than what he did with Nadal. Return, get it deep, try to go fast and hard at Alcaraz's forehand. So he's going to arrive late with the swing, where it's going through the court fast and Alcaraz is rushed on the forehand, doesn't have enough time to get for his swing, go to the backhand, make it backhand out of backhand rallies. Um, Alcaraz would like it to come down to like where the biggest shot on the court is his forehand, and he can dictate it with the forehand, but he has to have time to set up, which Djokovic is either going to try to go to the backhand and deep and rush him onto the forehand. I just think in reality, like Alcaraz has like a Nadal forehand. His backhand's about as good as Djokovic, which his forehand puts him over the edge. Then he's got a better volley and a better drop shot, which puts him overall better offensively. And then he's younger and faster. So if Djokovic tries to shorten the points because he's older, I think Alcaraz has better offense anyway and can force Djokovic to play defense. But then Alcaraz is faster and he's better defensively. And then if it becomes a long match and then it's down to fitness, Alcaraz is going to be way more fitter than Djokovic, right? So yes, I really just felt like the last couple of matches, a big problem was because Alcaraz lately has been favourite against Djokovic. So to feel like I have to beat Djokovic, and if I don't beat him, if I beat him, it's just normal. It's just expected. If I lose, it's a disappointment. And I feel like since that Wimbledon 2024 at the Olympics and the Australian Open, he was favourite. That pressure to say you're expected to beat Djokovic, and if you don't, it's a disappointment. I think that got to him. I think like most players find their best, their peak starts at 22. So I think Alcaraz's peak has started at April this year. So that's what I would say. Um, so yeah, Alcaraz's peak like 22. Like if you look at Djokovic at 23, Nadal started winning off clay when he was at what age? 22. And then Djokovic 2011, his peak was at 23. And April this year was 1 month before Djokovic turned 20, before Alcaraz turned 22. Sorry. So I feel like Alcaraz's peak has started um, this year, which was April's 1 month before he turned 22. So I think that's just pretty normal for any great player. And those five Grand Slams were actually before the peak when he was inconsistent, but still was able to win some Grand Slams. The peak starts now. So those last two matches were not in the peak. I think he's only lost one match where he was healthy because the Barcelona one he was injured in 4 months since April, right? So he's been in the last 4 months he's been the best player, and pre his peak, when he's inconsistent and up and down and going for too much power near the lines and making errors, he really did a lot of that at the Olympics and the Australian Open. And he really did feel the pressure of like he's expected to beat Djokovic and it's just normal. If not, it's a disappointment, right? But I just think the reality is he can match him off the backhand. He's got more power on the forehand. And then he's better at things like drop shots and net play. And then he's better defensively. And then if it's a very long physical match and they're pushing each other and Djokovic is really playing his level, then it's going to become physical and then it's going to be exhausting. And then even if Djokovic says, I'm experienced, I'm great under pressure and gets it to a fifth set and makes it about mental, Alcaraz wins just as many big matches in the big moments. Like, okay, 7-6, 7-6 at the Olympics, I'll say Djokovic won because of big moments. In the Cincinnati 2023, Djokovic was better in the big moments. But in the Wimbledon 2023 fifth set, Alcaraz was better in the big moments. And their first meeting in Madrid in 2022 that was decided by a final set tiebreaker, Alcaraz was better in the big moments. So But then now when they're equal in the big moments and mentally, but then Alcaraz has got more energy for the fifth set. So Alcaraz can outlast him and make it about long rallies. And if Djokovic tries to attack and shorten the points, Alcaraz has got more attacking ability and more defensive and more endurance. And I just think the problem lately is just like him being expected to beat Djokovic and the pressure of that. Um, but I just feel like now he's seen Sinner do it many times. He's on Sinner's level. He's just expecting to do it. He's not feeling the pressure. And like I said, he's got a Nadal forehand and a Djokovic backhand, but then he's got better drop shots and volleys at both of them. And he's got the speed of a Nadal or a Djokovic at their peak, and Djokovic doesn't have that at 38. And then even if they're equal, he can match Djokovic mentally. Um, he can outlast him if they're close physically. So I think Djokovic will push him and will be playing well. And then you saw against Fritz, he was up and down all over the place. He won't get away with that against Alcaraz. Alcaraz will want to run over the top. So I'm just going to say, because I think Alcaraz is matching him on the backhand, more power on the forehand, better drop shots, volleys, better offensively, better defensively, and then if they're going long grinding rallies like some of the matches they played in 2023, like the Nadal-Djokovic rivalry, Djokovic is going to get exhausted and Alcaraz is going to be able to do it. And the one thing, Djokovic should be better mentally because of the experience. But I don't think that that's the case. I think at least Alcaraz is just as good mentally, right? So I'm going to say in this match, 4 sets for Alcaraz for those reasons. Second semi-final, Felix Auger-Aliassime versus Sinner. Felix is a big serve, attacking baseliner, and then just goes for it. But that same big serve and attacking baseline play, Sinner, sorry about that, guys. Sinner also has that, so he matches him there. But then there are some weaknesses with Aliassime. Return of serve, right? The return of serve for Aliassime, and the backhand. Sinner doesn't have those weaknesses, and Sinner's better at mentally and more consistent and less errors, and probably better defensively, better off the return of serve, more consistent, less errors, and can take advantage of Aliassime's poor return of serve and backhand, and Aliassime being less consistent and making a whole bunch of errors, right? So there are weaknesses, return of serve and backhand, and too many errors for Aliassime. Whereas Sinner doesn't have those weaknesses. He can take advantage of Aliassime's weaknesses, and he's better mentally, and like better return of serve and more consistent and less errors, but still matching all Aliassime's strengths. Big serve and aggressive baseline. Sinner can do all that, and he's better mentally. So because he's matching all of Aliassime's strengths, but there are areas that Sinner is stronger than Aliassime, and he can target the backhand and the return of serve as Aliassime weaknesses. They're either equal in some areas or Sinner's better in other areas. So I just think that like when you're playing someone who does everything that you can do, all your strengths, but then has other strengths that you don't have, you're just outplayed and there's nothing really you can go to. So I'm going to say it's straight sets for Sinner. 3 sets, most of the sets will be close, but straight sets for Sinner. So Sinner is going to be in the final. So I'm going to say Carlos Alcaraz of Spain, Yannick Sinner of Italy. They're going to meet in yet another Grand Slam final. 4 sets for Alcaraz over Djokovic and 3 sets for Sinner over Aliassime. So yes, Sinner over Aliassime straight sets, 4 sets, Alcaraz over Djokovic. And I just think this improved version and consistent version of Alcaraz, the things that got him in the past, he was inconsistent, which he's not now. And the pressure of him being expected to win against Djokovic because he was sort of young, getting used to that, I don't think those 2 things will be a problem. So 4 sets for Alcaraz and straight sets for Sinner. Sinner Alcaraz in this US Open final. Please come back in 2 days, Friday, Saturday, depending where you are, so I can preview this US Open final. Be back Friday, Saturday, depending on your time zone, and let me preview this US Open final. Give me the honor of doing that for you, but for now, subscribe, bell notification, Thumbs up. Thanks for watching and enjoy the tennis, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.